Rise from your grave.
How about that? Yeah.
Welcome to CRT Gaming, where we play real games on real hardware on a real CRT TV, and today's scan lines are going to be brought to you by the JVC I'Art CRT TV. Alright, let's check out the intro to Wolfchild, and then commentary will pick up on the other side of that intro.
Good evening, this is Max Schneider bringing you Core News Live. News just in, Nobel scientist Cal Morrow has been kidnapped in an attack which resulted in the brutal murder of his wife and eldest son. It is suspected that Carl Drax and the Chimera terrorist organization were behind the abduction. It's also believed that Chimera want Morrow for his knowledge of biogenetic weapons. When approached earlier today, Morrow's surviving son Saul refused to give comment.
And on a brighter note, today in Los Angeles, the Charles M. Jones Memorial Hospital
Dare I say the Sega CD does, well, you know the rest. Alright, so we're going to check out Wolfchild. We're going to play a little bit here, get through at least one boss, maybe two bosses, and just kind of give you an idea of what Wolfchild is like. I was showing this off to a couple of my retro gaming friends in my retro gaming trade group, and they said, hey man, that would be a pretty cool game to feature on CRT gaming. So I thought, you know what? Yeah, it would be. This is my first time covering the Sega CD, and this game honestly has gotten some hate, and I really don't understand it. There's a big YouTuber that, well, Sega Lord X, he didn't like the game at all and didn't have really anything positive to say about it. And usually I agree with him. He's one of my favorite channels to watch, but I do disagree with him on this game. And I kind of feel like it's overlooked a little bit. I never really hear about it, at least not on the Sega CD. You can get this in cartridge form as well. And the gameplay I haven't played the cartridge form, but is pretty much identical to what you're getting on the Sega CD. However, you do not get the awesome soundtrack and the awesome cutscenes and the intro on the cartridge. So, you know, in my opinion, that does add value to the CD version of the game. And I really enjoy it. It's side-scrolling action-adventure, as you can see. We're going to head into stage 2 now. And it's like a shooter. Really, like a run and gun at times too. So a lot of good platforming to do, and I think that one of the things that turn people off on this game are the traps. And as you look at the floor there, at the tree limb that I'm standing on, you can see a trap popping up. There are traps in the game that do not show up until you are like either right on top of them, or I mean, you know, times where you really don't have any way of avoiding them. And really it's a game of memorization. You just got to memorize where those traps are, where the enemies are. And this is a game that you don't really rush into a lot of battles. Because I'm taking some damage here. But you don't want to rush into a lot of battles. You want to kind of take your time. Just going to check and make sure that I didn't miss anything over there. Take your time on some of them and kind of plan out what you're going to do. Now, I've played this level quite a few times, so, and I know that down here, where I'm going here, that contains a power-up that's going to let me take the form of a werewolf. And I have a lot of my YouTube buddies that have been doing Halloween type of themed shows lately, and so this does kind of fit into the Halloween theme and the October theme. And you can see that trap, it is a pain. The traps are, and there's times like on this level where you'll hit a trap and it might knock you back or knock you off of where you're supposed to go, and then you have to do a lot of backtracking. So I think that is a turnoff to a lot of people as well. I don't really find it an issue, and you can memorize where those traps are after you play it long enough. And I enjoy the game to play it that long. I mean, I do. I enjoy this game. Not afraid to say so either. In the CD version, you know, there's just having that really great soundtrack playing behind you makes a big difference. Alright, you see those spikes? Now, if you land on those, it hurts you, but if you're on the bottom level already, level with those spikes, you can walk through them without getting hurt. You can actually kill this trap. So now that one that just popped up, it's a different trap. It'll pop up once, and then it's done. So if you avoid it once, you don't have to worry about it. There's bonus points, weapon upgrades to collect, and secret areas all over the place. This level did take me a little while just to find the exit the first couple of times I played it. But after you play it, you know, at least a good 4 or 5 times, it's no sweat. And the game does get challenging in the later levels. And some of the challenge, I wouldn't disagree with anybody who said that some of those challenges are maybe a little cheap. You can learn how to get around them, but the first time going through the level, you're going to get dinged because you just don't know where some of those traps are, and you cannot detect them until they're dropping bugs on your head or you know, spikes popping out of the ground. Alright, now I'm going to try to jump over here. So now that I'm on that level, I can walk through the spikes. And right now I don't have a weapon upgrade, so it's the default weapon that you have when you're in wolf form. I'm going to jump down there and grab that. That fills up a life bar, so when your life bar gets past a certain point, you turn into the wolf, the werewolf. Now, when you're in werewolf form, you can jump on things and break them with your feet as well. Some breakable blocks are in the later levels. But you know, you have a life bar, so I mean, it's not a one-hit done type of thing. And you know, I understand this game is not perfect, but I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite Sega CD games. Now, I don't have a huge Sega CD collection, but this is one of the favorite games that I own for the Sega CD. Alright, we're going to go into, I think it was stage 3. Should be a boss fight at the end of this, if I'm not mistaken. Fighting where you can't actually see your character, that's a little annoying. And I don't think that upgrade's worth taking damage off that trap. I'm just gonna keep going here. Yeah, I hate those guys that are shooting at an angle. It's kind of a drop shot type of thing. These guns that are on rails up and down the tree, you can kill them pretty easily. Then you have these cool little lifts that just walk you up the side of the tree. There are a few of those lifts that will drop if you stay on them too long, and you're going to be backtracking, so that is something to keep mindful of. Still running with the default weapon here. There we go. Got a protective thing. Shield. I missed that jump. Well, that ain't too bad. That's not a bad area to have to backtrack on. So right now the weapon that I have is kind of a heat-seeking type of weapon. As you'll see, it goes right over my head towards those enemies up there. And the one I have now will go through several enemies at once. So that big shot will just keep going. It takes out 2 or 3 enemies in a line. If you can get it to get them all on the same screen. So there's all kinds of power-ups and bombs. Now I've got 5 bombs that will destroy or hurt everything on the screen, and I try to save those for the boss fights. Boss fights aren't that tough, honestly. And if I take damage in this one, it'll be my fault, not that the boss is really tough. And I do take damage from him sometimes, but that is just the way that I'm playing. It's my skill level, not that it's supremely hard. Yeah, I just love that soundtrack. The sound effects are good too. Would have been nice if I wouldn't have took a hit grabbing that, but that's alright. Take our little lift. The levels do vary quite a bit. This is the jungle area, of course. And the next stage after this boss fight will be underground. Alright. Bombs up. And I should not be chasing him. Let's get back over here. Wait for him to pop up. There you go. And see, I weakened him greatly with those bombs and did not play that area very well. And still got past the boss fight. So, alright, we're going to go into stage number 4. See how we do here in the ancient temple. And we got the good old Sega CD loading times. As you saw in the opening, the intro. During the newscast, you'll, in any part of that intro, you will have some pauses while it loads data from your CD. See right here? That is annoying. When things drop on your head and hurt you. Really don't. All right, we're gonna try to get through this stage anyway. And those bees don't really hurt you. They can, but sometimes they just push you. Yeah, should have tried to jump on that. And you can turn auto fire on. In the options, I do not have that option enabled right now. Probably would have done me some good down here. A lot of times if you have auto fire, you can punch those boulders that are rolling at you. Like that. These little guys we jump on and it just takes you right across the pit. Fighting some major insect. Giant insects right now. And see, I'm in the wolf form, so I can break some of those blocks with my feet. It's kind of a cool mechanic. I mean, you know, it's done in a lot of different platforming games. Played that one well. Dang it. Yeah, I missed that. But you get to where you kind of get a little skittish when you see these green vines and plants hanging from the roof. Ceiling. Jump on this guy, he'll take you across. It took me a while to figure that out when I first played this. I don't have a manual, unfortunately. Yeah, you can see a little bit of what people get frustrated about. That worked. What you don't want to do is jump on here, but if I remember right, there's a boulder that's going to start after me, and it makes me leave my feet, and should have just took the damage from the boulder. But got to power up right away, and at least I'm in werewolf form. And those darts are annoying. Those worms are annoying too. Got the spread shot. Well, I have it. Those only shoot once. They only let those insects off once. Big shot. You can see it just rips through everything. Yeah, that was poor timing on my part. We're at the getting towards the end of this level, and I think we're going to wrap it up there. Let's see what we got here. All right, there we go. Well, thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope you have a great and safe rest of your day.